Now, welcome back to the channel, all my hustlers and grinders and go-getters, the ones that wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, say, I'm going to get this money. It's Matt and the JoJo, and we're back with another one with an awesome guest speaker.
Yep, we are going live and going to give a little bit of time for you guys to hop on. But we're super, super excited to have our guest speaker that's on today.
And he's actually going to be a speaker at the Junk Expo. And the Junk Expo is going down in 6 months. How many more days? 200 and something more days.
It's a lot of days, but we did it early. So you had time to, get things together, get your tickets, know where you're going and all that, and save your money if you have to be able to, fly and do your hotel. But so we started advertising the Junk Expo early, but last one was so much fun that we're so excited for the next one.
So let's introduce Dan the Man. And he has a different kind of hustle. It's still the trash business, but he does it a little bit different. So let's welcome Mr. Dan Holloway. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's up, guys? Whoa, party up in here. Whoa.
I love that. That's awesome.
So for the viewers that don't know, Dan, who are you? Where are you from? Break it all down.
Well, I'm Dan Beals. I'm with Dan's Holloway. We specialize in furniture removal and downsizing. So we're a little bit unique in the niche of the junk removal space. But we're based out of Denver, Colorado. Rocking the Mile High City, man.
Right on, right on. So what got you in the junk removal business or furniture removal business?
I was a furniture manager. So I worked for a furniture store for a long time. And then once COVID started, just all hell broke loose. And I just basically told myself I can't, rely on someone else ever again. So I just started doing my own thing. Junk removal was the base. It was handyman, junk removal, Toro. I rented cars. Haunted houses, Santa projects, anything I can do to really just have fun and make some money. But then as time went on, my whole mindset is to try to scale it and grow it. So I had to pick something. I was like, what's the most potential in there, and I saw furniture removal as a huge one. I had some sales buddies call me and say, hey, you want to pick up furniture for some of my customers? And then just one thing led to another, and here we are, over and over.
So you specialize just in picking up furniture from people's houses. Then what do? You donate it? Do you ever resell it or anything? Or it's just mainly pick it up, get paid, donate it, and find a new home? What's
the fun thing about business is it's a giant experiment, right? We don't really know what we're doing until we're doing it. And then if we like it or if we want to try something else. So I tried a bunch of different things. Most of the stuff we do is donating. So furniture and household goods, that's where we stick. I could tell you a lot easier what we don't take. We don't take pianos and pool tables. They're just too big and heavy. I don't do appliances, and I don't do general trash. So everything else that's in your house, furniture, mattresses, rugs, lamps, dishware, clothing, that's all for us. So that's what we take. And then we just try to find it a new home. So about 70% of everything we come across, we can find it a new home, which is pretty cool, whether it's a donation center, giving it to a family in need directly. We've experimented with resale. And I found the best thing is going to have to be me having a shop in some way and selling it that way. But until I can get that location, I do fix and flippers, auction houses, individual resale, anything I can do to really find it a new home,
Right on, right on.
Oh, how many trucks do you have running right now?
Yep. So we're 2 to 3. So I went to 3 last month and then slowed down just a little bit. And then it made it to where it's still a busy 2 truck. So I'm just kind of grinding out 2 trucks until I'm really slammed. But it's 3 trucks tomorrow, and then it's 2 trucks the next day. So it's a little inconsistent in that buildup.
So how does it work? I've seen on some of your videos, you have a storage unit full of furniture and stuff. So do you pick the stuff up, get paid, bring it to your storage units, drop it off there, then find someone to come pick all that stuff up? How does it work?
Yeah. So in the morning so everything we take today, we sort through tomorrow, right? So because it's at the storage units, it gives me a little flexibility, but I don't have a location where they're coming in and unloading immediately. So like the storage units makes it easy to where in the morning we just park both trucks or 3 trucks, however it works. And then we're like, all right, this is good. We can sell this. This is good. This can go to a family. Goes to our fix and flipper. That's trash. This is that. And then we just kind of sort through everything. But yeah, so I have like 5 storage units that we just fill up. 4 of them are for donations and families and everything like that. And then one of them is for trash. So we try to optimize everything. So if we're going to go and donate to a donation center, we try to fill up the truck. If we're going to the dump, we fill up the truck. So it's try to make it to where it's optimized the best we can.
Right on, right on. One thing I've seen you do too that I give you much respect for is I see you give back a lot to people that are either homeless off the streets, fighting drug addiction. I
Mhm.
think that's super cool what you do. And I can tell doing that too will bring you a lot more business. People seeing you do good, they're going to call you up for sure.
That's the hope, dude. Like it's all the beginning. I just really started doing social media and trying to build something of how I can like grow our brand. And if you're going to be in business, the person that can market the best, they're going to be the bigger one. So I'm just trying to learn how to market and put myself in front of people the best I can, but be very open, upfront, how we do business. This is what we do. You see us giving back to these families. You see us donating. You see us throwing things away. You see us doing everything. We try to be pretty upfront about it.
Now, what's the best form of advertisement? Is it word of mouth for you? Is it the donation centers, stopping by the furniture stores? Like, what's the number one?
Yeah, so we diversify ourselves pretty well. So there's no one source that's more than like 20-25% of our revenue. But furniture stores is our best like ROI. So I spend like 5, 6, maybe $700 a month on like donuts, bagels, whatever. And then in return, those furniture stores recommend about 25,000 in revenue and work.
Oh,
So it's
nice.
not bad. And then you know how like Facebook and Google goes, like 3 to 4% or 3 to 4 times what you put in, you're getting back.
So are you getting like $25,000 per month off these furniture stores by just dropping off donuts and oranges and little snacks for them?
Like I do it every 2 months. So I touch, I like to call it touching. I touch each place, whether it's a real estate agent, whether it's an assisted living facility, the furniture stores, moving companies, anybody that touches furniture, I want to talk to them. So I try to touch base with them. You really see the furniture stores because I do that. Like I do that on the weekends. That's how I started the business. But we do this with other industries also. Just, you know, we make it unique, right? Furniture stores, there's like 7 salespeople, 12 salespeople. You got to come up with a lot of food. Whereas you go into a real estate office, there's like one person in there. Like you got to make something that's going to last and stand out. And how can you stand out above the rest, really?
Yeah.
So I know the viewers want to know what's your spiel when you walk in there with some donuts and Dan walks in there. What do you say to the people?
Hey, I'm Dan with Dan's Holloway. We specialize in furniture removal. We're here to make a nice, easy transition for your new furniture coming in. You want a clear space for that furniture. You don't want to mess with it. You can recommend them to us. We have a very quick turnaround rate, so we can be well within your delivery windows. So we can be there the day before and make it a nice, smooth transition. And then I talk about, you know, we find new homes, we can deliver it or move it around in the house and stuff like that. But that's my basic spill. Just, hey, I'm Dan.
Now, do you drop off like a bunch of business cards, some flyers? Like, what do you do for material?
I literally just have business cards. That's all I do. They're just like I just drop off. Like it really depends on the store of how many I'm bringing in. But like I like eyeball, right? So I'm walking in, I see my cards all over the place, or I don't see things. I know if I'm going to need to give a bigger stack. This is a bigger store. That kind of stuff. But just business cards. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why we chose you for the Junk Expo is because you are doing junk removal, but you're doing it in such a different way that
Thanks.
I just thought that it would really bring just quality information of a different way of doing things. Yeah, we like to bring speakers in that all, they all have like something different that they're doing, and they're utilizing it very well. And we are so excited to have you part of this year's Junk Expo.
I'm excited. Thank you for inviting me. This is going to be super cool. I love going to California because my family's there, but I already told them I can't see them because it's Northern California. I'm from Southern California.
Well, that's kind of sad a little bit. I'm just kidding.
I'm bringing my wife, so that's cool. It's going to be like our own little vacation.
You know what? That's awesome. She's going to love it. Sonoma County is so nice. I don't know if you guys are wine drinkers, but we have, yes. Okay. So there's so many great wineries here. And one that I would highly suggest is Coppola. The movie producer, because you'll go there and have wine and dinner, but you can also just look at the movie memorabilia, because he has his Oscars there, and all kinds of things that they used in the movies are there. And we have really good food. So if she loves steak, you guys should definitely go to Stark's.
Oh yeah, it's really, really good.
Yeah. Love Sonoma County. Beautiful ocean. Some of the oldest, tallest trees on the planet at Armstrong Grove. So.
Now, how do you compete with the people that pick up donations for free of good stuff? I know a lot of times I'll get a phone call like yesterday, and I went to go bid a job. There's about 4.5 loads, and there's a bunch of good furniture there. And there's a lot of trash there too. So I don't know. Tell me how you do it. Like, you show up to a job, there's a bunch of trash there, which you don't take the trash or anything, but you want to get the furniture and get the job. Like, how's that go? How's that work?
It's actually surprisingly like most people that they just want furniture removed. Like the people that want junk removed or things like that, it's like that's what they have, but it's like you're downsizing your house. Like, you've already gone through and done all the work, but you can't touch this big furniture. Now, I turned down a lot of work, and it's not really, I'm not big on pressure sales and things like that. Even if I know that you're not for me, I'd rather point you in the right direction to try to help out, right? So if the price is the issue, hey, let's start exploring some options here of what I use as resources. How can you use those resources for your own benefit? So our ideal customer is like women 55 plus, that is like our ideal client, because that china cabinet, they don't want to move that. They don't really have like their husband. They don't want their husband to break their back doing all that. Like the whole objective is to make it easy. Whereas donation centers out here, they don't go in your house. So you have to have it all outside for them. And if you can't do that, you're kind of screwed, right? And we stay competitive with junk removal pricing, but we're very unique in that sense. So we're like one of the only people that try to keep things out of the trash around here. So it's either it goes in the trash or you're paying us to remove it, but it's similar cost.
Yeah. We had somebody that said voice is too low on guest, but I can hear you fine. So
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if let us know. Can everybody hear Dan good? Because we hear him loud and clear. Did we do what items you haul away the most? Is it couches?
Yeah. So like sofas, recliners. That's like if it came to like individual items, those are our most popular. But then I'm trying to work up that average. I saw you guys with that 702, 701, whatever. That's a killer average. But I do a lot of high volume, so I'm trying to like a lot of jobs can be 195, but then I also have these $800 jobs. It's just balancing that out.
The reason why we had such a high average is because we tackled a big job. So it brought it up there. It was at 900, but then it dropped a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How did that work out? I want to hear about that. So like,
we're not done yet.
You're not even done yet. Yeah.
No. So right now we are at 36.5 loads done. The house is done. The barn's done. The horse stall is done. But now we're doing the yard, and the grass grew. We got a lot of rain out here, so the grass is like that high right now. So you can't see where all the trash is at. So the customer is gonna weed whack everything. So we took a break until later on in May. They're actually doing some. His wife's getting surgery, so we can't go there quite yet. So we're at 36.5 loads so far.
That's wild. That's pretty cool that you guys can just like kind of like hey, we're a little slow today. Let's just go and grab a bunch of these ones and like fill up the thing. And
Yeah.
like my big curiosity, like, with a job like that, like, are you like billing it for each time you go, or is it like you're billing by the week?
So pretty much we did it quarterly. So pretty
Oh,
much
that's
we
cool.
did 7 loads, 8 loads here, then build them, did another 7 or 8 loads, build them. So that's how it worked out for us.
Cool.
And the cool part is the dumps was 11 minutes away. And right now we've
Oh,
been having a lot of rain out here, so the dumps has not been that busy. So we're like at the dumps, in and out, back at the job within like 30 minutes, which is pretty cool.
Except for today was gorgeous, so not
yeah.
raining today.
Yeah, here too.
Let's see. No Limit has a question. What type of vehicles are you using, such as trucks with lift gates or ramps? Yeah, he wants to know.
Well, I started with just a pickup truck and a trailer, open trailer, and that's how I started. I got really good at packing, those ratchet straps and all that stuff, things shifting. But I found that like it's not weatherproof. If it snows or if it rains and I'm trying to save this sofa, like, man, I'm SOL if it rains on me, or like what do I do when it snows yesterday, So I started using U-Hauls. U-Hauls has been a big thing for me. I have one truck that's mine, and then everything else I just rent as a U-Haul. It's a little expensive, but it's consistent trucks. I don't ever have to worry about it. I rent them for a week at a time, and then just use them, and then just go. But I use 20-foot box trucks. I like walk ramps. Lift gates are too slow. So if I'm doing like a downsize or a place with a multiple items, I don't want to be stacking things at the end and lifting it up and taking 4 things at a time. I just want to take it right on the truck, set it up, and just keep on moving. So I like walk ramps way better than lift gates. Plus, they don't break down.
Right on, right on. I like lift gates.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got lift gates on the back of my truck. I like being able to go out and tackle jobs solo bolo if we have
Mm.
to. We run a real lean business. We don't pay a bunch for Google ads or anything like that. We don't have a bunch of employees, so we keep it real lean and bring a lot of the cash to the house, which we run it kind of different. Do you run Google ads or anything, or just all organic?
Everything, dude. I'm all over the place, dude. So like, but the thing is for me, like, it's not about me doing it. I try to hire out and like, and do this stuff for me. So I have a marketing team. They do my website, my Google ads, SEO, my Facebook, PMax or next door. They do all my paid advertising, and then I do all my organic stuff. So like, I'm in transition of my videographer. I just let him go. So I'm trying to save up a little bit so I can get my location. But and to answer that, do I take free stuff? No, I don't take free. Everything is for a charge. So like, you can't take things for free. Like,
Yeah.
you can if like, but like, you got to make money somehow, like, so we make our money off the removal service itself in that sense.
Yeah. So you really specialize in furniture removal.
Yeah, I make exceptions here and there. Like, I'll take so like a pile of like, wood or something like that, but like, it's not like dirty or anything, like, I'll take that appliance if it's in the garage. But appliances, man, they're like pool tables and pianos, man. They're always in a messed up spot. But then like 99% of them are broken. So what am I going to do with it? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Now, do you deal with anything that has like bed bugs, say like a mattress or a couch or something? No bed bugs?
If my guys see, I tell my guys, if you see anything that you don't want to touch, we call it, so I'll recommend a junk removal service and then we'll get out of there.
Okay, so like today I went to go give a bid on a job and the house was pretty bad and the couch, I mean, you could smell it. It smelled really bad. Now, would you pick something up like that, or does it have to be like 90% for sure you can donate it?
No, like if your cat pissed on your shit, unfortunately it happened,
Yeah.
like, so we can't save it all. We just do our best to try. But as long as we stay in the realm of like the furniture, we're good. So like if your couch is destroyed, your mattress is piss stained, unless my guys really say that's a really gross mattress, like, we're gonna take it. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. Now, what's the coolest thing you ever got from a job? Like the coolest piece of furniture? I know me and the JoJo, I think it was like 3 years ago, we picked up some, it was like lime colored green chairs from the 70s. And I put them on Facebook Marketplace for like $200 for 4 of them. My my messaging was just blowing
They-
up.
they were
They
worth-
wanted them.
Yeah.
They were obviously worth way more than we thought. They were the ugliest things, but
Yeah.
they were worth way more because his phone just absolutely blew up over there.
Style. It's the style, that retro look.
Yes.
You know, like it's a really sought out style right now. But you know, it really depends on what it is, the condition of things. But we got in a lot of really cool things. So I have some jerseys downstairs. I remember like I walked in this guy's house and there was this Bo Jackson jersey just like draped over a chair, and I was like, oh, that's cool little jersey you got there. He's like, oh, I got more, you want them? And then just handed them to me. And so I got a vintage Bo Jackson jersey. I got a Deion Sanders, Michael Irving, and there's somebody else. I forgot who the other one was, but like that was really cool. They were all like, you know, like got the badges on there and everything, official jerseys. I was like, that's pretty sick. I like that.
Yeah, it's just the coolest job ever, right?
You know what? If you didn't open your mouth, you would have never got that. That's
It's
funny that you say that too, because I was at a job and we're picking up a pile of trash, and right next to the pile there was this wolf. That it was a wolf rug, and I said, "Does the rug go too?" She says, "No, but do you like it?" I said, "I love it." And it was actually her ex-husband shot it in Pakistan out the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah.
I thought it was a helicopter. Was it a pickup
It was
truck?
a pickup truck, yeah,
Okay.
in
Or the
Pakistan.
other way.
So I got it upstairs, hidden in my closet, because my cat's scared as hell of it. That's a
That's funny.
super cool
It is
find.
very cool.
It is. Yeah, if you don't, I train my guys in that kind of way too. Like customer service when you're there. Like if you see something cool, point it out. Like whether it's the view, whether it's like the neighborhood, like a beautiful house. But like sometimes you can, it's hard to find that one thing. But if they got rocks everywhere, just ask about the rocks. You know, like it's you never know what you're gonna get out of it, but that experience just elevates everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, absolutely. What would you say is the hardest part of your job?
I just think it's a giant roller coaster of a ride of being like a business owner.
Yeah.
But like how you let it affect you is like the biggest part of it. I really don't try to let things like affect my mood. I always try to be pretty happy-go-lucky. So I don't think I really have bad days or like really hard things. I try to set my team up to, you know, take a lot of that. But you know, there are times where Monday comes and I have no money or it's negative or something like that. Man, it can really hit you. You know, like it's just a roller coaster ride. But just like what you were saying, expenses. You know, like I have all these employees. You know, I'm advertising like crazy. These freaking trucks that I'm doing. You know, expenses get out of hand sometimes. It's just you know,
Yeah.
that can be a stressor.
Now, how many employees do you got?
I've got six employees.
Now, are they all full-time, part-time?
Everybody's full time. Yeah.
Now, let's say you ain't got no jobs on the schedule. What are they doing? Are they putting out signs? Are they what's happening?
You know, I want to learn how to do that a little bit better. I'm pretty against yard signs and door hangers. The only retrospect is that I feel like it's kind of littering. Now that doesn't mean it's actually there. It's just that's just the way I feel, and I don't want to do that. But I don't really have slow times for them, but when I do it, there's always something to do, right? We can do some stuff at the storage unit where it's like, hey, just empty our trash unit and just go to the trash and do a big donation run. But like, I can at least get 4 hours out of it. You know, it's like, it might be really slow. We have one job, but I'm going to get you until at least one, you know.
Right on.
Yeah.
Now, how many jobs are you knocking out a month?
A month? Oh, shit.
Not a
I
week
think
or a
I
day.
think we're hovering around 200 right now, so 200 plus.
Oh, wow.
Right on.
Yeah. Yeah, so we do like 50 plus jobs a week, you know, so plus or minus. So like today we did 9 jobs between 2 trucks. And then like, you know, like we average around 11 jobs ish around there.
Right on. Right. Now, are you running it 7 days a week, or Saturdays and Sundays you're off?
Monday through Friday. And then I just started experimenting with Saturday. Last Saturday was my first Saturday, but I have so many questions in that. Like, could I have like sold it to being a Thursday or a Friday? You know, like, am I thinning out my week just to do Saturday? Is it actually extra revenue to where I'm going to get something? Because I had to pay my guys, you know, 4 hours each of overtime because I ran them on Saturday. So, you know, that makes it to where it's an expensive payroll now. And, you know, so it really, I have a lot of questions, but I'm experimenting and seeing how it's going to work because 6 days of revenue sounds better than 5 days of revenue.
Yeah, now I got a question for you. What's the percentage of like residential versus commercial jobs?
Probably 95% residential.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right
Wow.
on.
Wow. Just once again, we asked you to be a speaker at the Junk Expo because you do this in a different way. And look at how well you've grown it. So, one of the things everyone's going to learn at the Junk Expo is how Dan collaborates with local stores and reduces waste while increasing profits.
Mhm.
Like you really utilized your, community in that way. How far do you travel at? How many stores have you like been to? Like how many furniture stores are there in your area?
So we have a little over 50 furniture stores in the area, and I break them up into groups. So like this section of the city, this section of the city, and so forth. If I
Okay.
if I section my little square into 4 quadrants, that's Denver, and then I break it up into 6 sections, so that way I can do it in a reasonable amount of time. This is my day off. Saturday and Sunday, I don't really have my guys working, and I don't really want to go too crazy. So I do it from essentially 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. as I'm out talking to furniture stores. So I go to 4 today, or 12 today, or 6 or 7, and then I just do that over and over again. But it's the consistency aspect. Like
Mhm.
I've heard you talk about like Mondays or your yard sign day. Is that right? Like, is that what you do? Like,
We used to do stuff like on Fridays because I feel like code enforcement and all them won't take our signs down. So it'd be kind of good for like the whole weekend until they come and then take them away Monday.
You
So
got some good
I
days
kind of
there.
switched it up a little bit. But yeah, signs
well,
do work. Signs do work for us. We've been real lucky. We only put like 10 signs out this whole year and this whole winter. We've been just busy rocking it, which is a good thing.
like for me, the consistency thing is like that's what got me here. So like I have to continue doing that, and not only continue doing that, but how do I build upon it? Like how do I make it better upon more and more, and then how can I step myself back from it as it goes? That's what I'm trying to figure out. But I'm so heavily involved in this. Like I might not be on the trucks, but I'm always answering phones, talking to people, trying to figure out how I can make more money in some way, or break into this industry. Like I hear people talking about realtors, but like, man, there's a million of them. And then they all have a guy, and then it's just like, how do you become that guy?
Mhm.
Like, it's just, you got to go over there and you got to call them and talk to them all the time. That's it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. What's the weirdest thing you've ever hauled away? Do you have any?
I did a tub recently, and like, that was weird. It was like a cast iron tub on a back porch. They use it as an ice bath.
Oh,
Um, but man, weirdest.
those are
I
heavy.
like I'm sure everybody has their dildo stories. Like that's weird.
Everybody has
Oh
those.
my gosh. I remember I was doing a mattress for a lady, and we took off the mattress, and then right under the mattress, like where she laid, was like her dildo just sitting there chilling. And like, but we had to get this stuff out of here. And I was just like, man, I don't want to touch this, but I had my gloves on. I set it up on her dresser right next to her, like her TV. And I was just like, man, that's so gross. But she's gonna come back and
And
see that
no,
sitting there, and she's gonna be like, oh my God.
You
she's gonna be
should
so embarrassed.
you should have upselled and said, "Hey, you want me to take this away for you too at an extra charge?"
No way am I doing that, man. That's so like that would be so awkward. I would be so red. I feel like I'm getting red right now just
Oh,
thinking
it's
about
so
it.
funny. It's
That's
hilarious.
funny.
It's hilarious.
So our weirdest one was a sex doll. So there
Oh
was a
wow.
sex doll that was in a black bag.
Yeah.
It felt like a dead body, and I ripped it open at the dumps. When I ripped it open, the doll fell on the ground, and it was like, oh yeah, it was a sex doll. And the guy, oh, you got one right there.
There's
Is
my
that
sex doll.
yours or what? You don't
That's
play with
Dan.
that thing, do you?
That's Dan the mannequin.
That,
Okay.
oh man, Dan the mannequin. That is great. I love
Did
it.
you hear what I said, Dan? I hope you're not playing with that thing at
No.
night.
No, he sits right there and watches. He just
Okay,
watches.
cool. Hey, you can put him in the carpool lane and be in the carpool lane and be
There
good.
you
Right?
go.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
funny. Sex dolls, man. That's gross.
I know it's crazy. Um, how do you get most of your jobs?
Furniture stores, and then like the leads that come through. So I do a lot of marketing on Facebook, Nextdoor, Google. I didn't start doing like SEO until like April of last year. Like I didn't even like I was just like I need right now work. I don't have money for SEO and stuff like that. I've always looked at myself as the king of starting businesses with no money, So everything comes in with revenue. I don't do like the credit cards. I don't have any credit cards or credit with it. I just try to do what I can with what I got.
Yeah, that's really how we started also. Yeah,
Mhm.
not in debt, not taking out loans, not using
Yeah.
credit cards,
Yeah.
just growing how you can with what you have.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's just the best. You don't want to start a business in the hole.
Yeah, well,
You know?
it really depends on what kind of hole it is. Like some people can manage it, but it's got to be a smart investment. And a lot of things I just keep on telling myself is I don't have the money right now. I'm not gonna have the money next week to pay for this. So
Yeah,
just keep on going.
yeah, yeah. What advice would you give someone just new that's just starting?
Patience, young grasshopper. I've only been in this for like 4 years. It's just patience. Like this is the beginning of my journey. Like I'm 37. I plan to work forever, really. But you just gotta consistency over and over again, do the same thing nonstop. But the biggest important thing is like when you make mistakes, it's not what happens, it's how you handle it. And then you got to keep on pushing forward. How do you make that never happen again? How do you learn from it?
Mhm.
Write this stuff down, like document your entire journey. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I do believe that's the best way to learn. Is you mess up a few times, you ain't never going to do that again for sure.
Yeah. But you
It's
shouldn't even get to a few times, like if
It
you,
should just be like that one time, like, oh, what did I
yeah,
do? What could I do differently? How am I never going to do this again? Type
Let
of
me
yeah,
tell you something real quick though. I messed up a couple times. One time we did a dirt job, right? It was me and her, and it was, oh my goodness. I told myself I would never ever do dirt ever again. And guess what happened 3 weeks later? The guy called me back and wanted some more dirt removed. And guess what? I went over there, but I ain't never doing that shit ever again.
Yeah, you
yeah,
learn. You learn. You first start a job, you take everything. You get so excited that your phone rung, you say, yeah, yeah, I'm
yeah,
there. I know how to do that. I'm like, I don't
yeah.
know how to do that, but
Now I'm at the point now I'm just like I'm trying to talk to somebody and my phone rings. I'm like, God damn it, stop it.
yeah, yeah. He that the same thing happens. Yep. Let's see. How much should you have as a float if you're just starting out?
And if you saw my bank account all the time, you would be like, Dan, how do you keep a smile on your face all the time? Like it's not that I'm not making money. It's just I'm constantly reinvesting it, right? I'm trying to get myself out of debt. I'm trying to get all this stuff worked out. So like you just got to go. Don't over leverage yourself, obviously. Like, if you got payroll coming up tomorrow and you only got 2,000 in the bank and payroll's 1,000, don't spend $1,500 on something,
Yeah.
like it's, you just gotta, if you bought a big expense this week, maybe wait until next week or next month, like you just got to go with your cash flow. If you have a consistent business that's like bringing stuff in, you can predict it. You know what's coming in. Just like you can float at zero, brother. As long as you can get to the next week, you're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna add to that too. When I first started in the junk business, I was working 2 jobs, and everything that I made, I had no money at all. I spent $5,000 on a pickup truck. I was working at Safeway, making $500 a week. I was working 2 jobs, and what I did when I first started out was what you said. I stayed consistent. I advertised every single day. I knocked out a bunch of jobs, and I was really being cheap with everything I did. I hate top ramen, oatmeal. I was just tucking that money away. And I was able to sacrifice for a good year. I would say sacrifice for a good year. Don't spend no money. Don't go out to eat nowhere, and reinvest in your business and in yourself.
Yeah. So I was going to ask, is that trucks or tracks? I don't have my glasses on. Is that an O or an A?
That's trucks.
Okay. So what are you starting with? I'm curious. You're just now starting junk removal. So what are you starting with? Are you starting with a pickup truck? Did you finance something? I'm curious to know that. Hi, it's Leonardo from Fresno.
What's going on?
Hi.
What's up, dude? Yeah, like how is it so like I've done mine a little bit different because like as much as I try to penny pinch, like I had a lifestyle before COVID started and absolutely collapsed everything. I got 2 boys, I got my house, my family, my whole thing was really how do I not change my lifestyle, but then try to like really create things. And it really came with a lot of like, I might just have to miss this payment, and then I'm just missing this one, and I'm missing this one. And that was how it was in the beginning, where I had to pick and choose what I was going to pay and just make sure that my roof and nothing collapsed in that sense, right? But that comes with problems too. Now you got bad credit or this or that. But man, money is just it's you don't need it to do things, but at the same time you need it to do things.
Yeah.
Like it's like you
Yeah.
can do so much without money, but you need it in a lot of ways too.
Yeah. So Leonardo says, start smart. The hustle is the key. And I have to agree with that. The hustle in the beginning is everything.
Yeah.
We're talking about constantly posting on social media, putting on your shoes and walking into real estate offices, just getting or businesses in your area. That's one thing Matt did was he just walked right in to a business that had, he noticed it, a bunch of mattresses sitting there,
Mhm.
just piling up. And he
Yep.
walked in, introduced himself and said, do you have somebody to take care of this for you? Because I can do that. And now they call, all the time. It's a regular occurring job. So hustle is key. And I don't know if you're starting it as a side hustle or not, but it also takes time. When you first start a business, nobody knows who you are.
Yeah.
You don't just start a business and your phone starts ringing. It's not magic like that. But you can change your life with a pickup truck. Just like we preach that. That's what Dan did. And then somebody also asked, if you could use a U-Haul to start. And I do believe you said that that's what you did.
Yeah.
Or no, you started with a truck, but you use U-Haul.
Yeah, I really like U-Haul. Like, I see a lot of people knocking these like these U-Haul warriors and stuff like that. I rock U-Hauls, It's a little bit like I would love to have a wrap truck. I would love to have a wrap truck. But, like I'm about to actually go through like a rebranding soon. I'm trying to grow the business and doing different things. I get a lot of people like asking about what it is we're doing, like, the furniture stores, all these different things. Like my whole process in this was to try to scale it and grow it. I'm going to try and like franchise and do different things here, but that's going to be coming up in the near future too. So like I'm trying to just share what it is that we do and try to get as many people in this as possible, really.
That's I lost my spot, but
sorry, I'm messing the JoJo.
That's okay. I was just going to say, Trox, I hope you come to the Junk Expo because I've had a few people that left a comment and they're like, I haven't started my junk removal business yet. Should I come to the Junk Expo? And I said, of course you should. To have, to meet the people that are doing it well, doing it successfully, meeting the people that are teaching others how to not only start the business, but make it be successful. I was like, I feel like that's, going up to bat for the first time and making a home run.
Yeah.
It's just so incredibly valuable. So yes.
It's super encouraging. Like it's like uplifting. It's inspiring. You go to these places, you meet all these people, and like you guys, I'm excited to meet you guys. You guys are a great example for this industry. Like what you guys do is awesome. Like the content posting, the YouTube, sharing what it is you're doing, just in general. Those are such big values because like if you really looked at anybody's Facebook, like what do they post like 3 times a year? Like nobody really stays consistent. They just like think that because they posted that 1 million people are supposed to see this post, but it's 1 million people see it because I post every day for 6 years. Like it's over and over.
No, I totally agree. A lot of times you'll post something on Facebook, and then the next thing you know, it gets buried. So you got to stay consistent and post every single day.
Oh yeah.
So Leonardo said, my father-in-law told me to hang out with business people that are going to give you advice. And I have to tell you, he is so smart. Follow his advice because, surround yourself with people who are where you want to be. You'll learn so much from them. You know, whoever you are, you know, surrounding yourself is really kind of who you become. You know, so you really stop and think about who you spend your time with, a lot of your quality time, and surround yourself with people that know how to start businesses, you know what to do with their money, that are motivated, they're inspired, they're optimistic, they have great vibes, because all of that stuff will rub off on you.
Guess what?
Huh?
You're badass. That means I'm badass too. We're badass, JoJo. I'm just kidding.
You are badass.
No.
You are badass.
We
Canada.
all are.
No,
So-
it's not sadly, brother. You can do it all in Canada. They need trash removed.
Yeah, actually, at the Junk Expo,
Two speakers are coming from Canada.
I know we have people coming from Canada. Yeah, we have a speaker that's coming from Canada. We have two.
You got a guy coming from the Philippines. You were just bragging about.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
coming from all over. We're so excited.
That's pretty
But
cool.
it's a really fun event, and there's nothing like it when you like meet people. Like, we'll be actually meeting you for the first time, but we already feel like we know you.
Well, it's because I post, you know. Like...
We're always posting too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. My motivation is keep 30% of what I make and put the rest away. Oh, yeah.
That's a nice little goal there, man. You know, get as much as you can, but you're going to be expensive if you want to put away 30%.
Let's see. I learned to take their knowledge. I met a millionaire and I told them I am not a millionaire. My mind is and my heart is. Oh, just find out what they do. It's daily habits. It's consistency. That is key. That is key. It's key with money. If you make a certain amount of money, but you tuck a certain amount of what away all the time consistently, you'll be amazed at, you know, yeah.
And that's one thing
that
that's one thing we do is we tuck a lot of money away. Like, we pay ourselves first. We put our money in our profit first. We have goals set. We have a vision. So if anyone out there is starting a business, write down a business plan. Have daily goals, have weekly goals, have future goals. It's so important to actually look at something and go after it. Like, I have it on my mirror, all my goals. I had I need to get a new Toyota Tundra. I got that. I wanted to get a new dump truck. I got that. I needed to get Julio full time. Got that. Just, you want to set those goals.
Yeah. How do you guys deal with the failures of things? So, like, you know, the consistency aspect, that's a big thing, right? But then sometimes I just get in my head like, man, I'm writing something and I'm just like, or like I'm editing something and I'm just like, you know, like, how do you get through those like inner thoughts of telling you to stop and not do that?
You know what? I don't really have thoughts of not doing that. Sometimes, when it comes to working out, sometimes I'll get like really tired and not want to start. But if just starting, to me, just starting is motivation enough. Once I get started, then yeah, we want it to go. We set goals though, and I would say we don't really not hit it. And it's maybe, I don't know if we become kind of addicted to watching the bank account go up, or, you know, setting a goal and hitting it and reaching it. Like last year when we did the Junk Expo, we had a certain goal, which 200. We're getting 200 people. We're going to get 200 people in there. And we did, and it was fun. It's fun working together and striving for like that goal and then hitting it and crushing it. We did start this, like, we're going to make $50,000 off of eBay. And we started that, and we were doing really good. We actually had a corner in the living room with a table and light for like taking pictures and uploading stuff. But then we started planning for the Junk Expo. And that was really fun. We discovered how fun it is to put events together and just collaborate and bring people together. And it's kind of like our niche now. We really like doing it. And I really didn't care for taking pictures and putting them up on eBay. So that just kind of took like a backseat.
Very time consuming for sure. But we love making YouTube videos and we really, really love planning events now. The Junk Expo was the last one. We had more fun than we had at our wedding.
Yes, we did. Well, we had fun at our wedding. It was our wedding.
But we had more fun.
But the Junk Expo was bigger. It was exciting. It was people that we finally got to meet like face to face, and then hear people's stories on stage and stuff. And it's an amazing feeling. Let's see. Be consistent in marketing. You have to. Matt markets. He posts every single day, even if our phone is ringing off the hook. We never put the, take our gas off the pedal with that. Charge more for the jobs you don't want to do. Yes. And have top-notch customer service. So you must own a business, because those are exactly what you should do. And good for you. I'm trying to find a similar dump truck you guys have, but no luck over here. Well, I'll just advise against a dump truck right now, because you're just starting. And you already said that you were getting something that cost like $18K and it was all you had. So I would definitely test the waters. That's what we did with a pickup truck. We made sure that, it was needed in our area. Mm-hmm. You want to make sure we know somebody that moved to another place, mm-hmm. and they thought, oh, they're just going to, hit junk removal at the park because they were successful somewhere else.
Yeah.
But then they ended up finding out that area had like free regular bulk pickup.
Oh,
like just free regular. And not only that, but you can't start a business over here and have it be successful and move somewhere and think it's going to be just as successful in like 3 months. It doesn't happen that way.
So Reset Advantage Hauling, I don't know if you missed it earlier. He was actually at the Junk Expo last year. How do you approach furniture stores? What do you get from them?
Referrals, lots of them. My food that I give them. So like, you got to be careful on what it is you're doing. Like if you're giving like $20 to the salesperson for giving you a referral, now everybody wants $20 each time they do that. So you got to be careful. The food is my way of saying thank you. This is, the key to somebody's heart is their stomach. So like it's like that. But but back to kind of a little bit more of what like you were saying earlier. You can't just like jump in and just be like, you got to figure out the process. Like if you don't even know if you like it yet, like, and you're just going to have a dump truck. I was talking to this guy just recently, and he's always talking about getting a business and doing that and this and that, but he's like wanting the quick money thing. And I'm just like, dude, and he's like talking about getting a loan for a 50 grand to like buy a truck, and he's just going to like start a junk removal company. And I'm just like, and he keeps on talking about like, I just want quick money now and this and this. I'm gonna hire immigrants and I'm gonna do this. And I'm like, all right, man. And like, you don't sound like you're taking this serious in the least bit. And like, he's like, oh well, I can just pay for it. I'm just like, all right, man.
No, you have to be willing to put in the work and the consistency and the patience it takes to
So Dan, what was the cost of your first pickup truck you bought?
So my truck that I started with, I had. So like we bought, that was my wife's truck. We bought her back in like 2015 or something like that. And then it just turned into my work truck. And then my box truck was 40 grand. That's, a fun little payment to have.
Right on. We got people in here.
Someone said they're 2 weeks in. So that's great. 2 weeks in. Hopefully you are using social media as advertising. Let us know if you've even got a job yet. 2 weeks, you're brand new. What are you doing to get your name out there? I really want to know that.
Yeah. Did you guys start out doing social media, or did you like after like a couple of years start doing social media?
So we started out, she built the website before we even started the business. We got on every single free platform. We got on Yelp.
Before we even had a truck.
Nextdoor. She built the website. I was on Facebook. And I was taking pictures in our apartment complex of me moving my couch, of me moving my refrigerator, of me picking up some trash in the backyard, of our apartment complex and posting those pictures on our website before we even had a job.
Yeah, we didn't have no job.
We had no job.
We got new furniture and took a picture of it in the back of our truck. Said another happy customer.
That's so good.
Fake it till you make it. You know, that's what we did. And you know, it's what you have to do when you don't have jobs yet, but you want to show, you know, that you're a business and what you're doing.
So someone asked, how much should you spend on a pickup truck? I'll get some reliable that can get you from point A to point B. Me, I think it was $5,200 on a pickup truck. I was working at Safeway. I was saving my money, and I actually took a little bit of money out of, I used to do stonework back in the day. So I got blackwalled out of there. I think I took $2,000 out of it.
Yeah, you took what was in there. Yeah.
And then I just bought a pickup truck off of Craigslist, and it was a long bed. So I get a long bed at first, if you could. We got a lot of people in here right now. Let's see. Someone started with a $2,500 truck. Right on.
Whatever you can.
Yeah.
There's no right answer. There's really no right answer.
There isn't. We know somebody that's successful right now, and he started by just renting U-Hauls. So he would, you know, answer the phone. He would line up the jobs to all be on the same day, and he would just rent the U-Haul and go knock all those jobs out. That's how he started. And then, you know, you save that money, and the key is that you need to reinvest into the business to have the tools, you know, that you need to be able to eventually do to knock out, you know, good paying jobs.
Oh yeah.
So what was your first job, Dan? You did.
Oh man. I started in junk removal, specifically, like, you know, anything and everything. I remember what turned me away from junk removal. It was a sliding glass door on the side of somebody's house. Like, one, I had a pickup truck and a trailer, and I already had like a kind of like full trailer, and I had this giant sliding glass door, and I didn't know what to do. Like, I figured it out and got it, but like, you know, I was just like, man, this is crazy. But with furniture, man, it's so much easier in the sense of like, it's the same thing over and over again. A recliner is a recliner. You know, a reclining sofa is a reclining sofa. You know, a sleeper sofa is a sleeper sofa. It's just sometimes it's a little bit of a tighter fit, you know?
Now, do you ever get in situations where you can't get the couch out of the house? You got to like cut it up or something like that when you're there at the job site?
We don't come prepared to break things. So like, I don't have like any saws. I don't have anything to do that. Now we have had to do it. I personally had to break 2 things. My guys, I would say there's still less than one hand of things that they've had to break. But like today, for instance, I had a sleeper or a reclining sofa, and it was an older one. So it wasn't on a rail system. It was like intertwined into the freaking, you know, the frame of the sofa. And they did construction and took away their back door and put a sliding glass door, and we couldn't get it out. You know, and like with it being that type of a sofa, like I don't come prepared to destroy it like that. So I'd referred out a junk removal company, and they can destroy it, you know? So it's pretty easy that way.
Now, do you guys ever deny jobs? Let's say you walk into a house, it's a beautiful house, some nice floors, and there's a big piece of furniture, like maybe weighs. I got a phone call from a lady a couple of days ago. I denied the job. It was a coffee table. It was a slab piece of wood.
It was a piece of wood.
It was like, it was just huge. She said it weighed anywhere from 600 to 800 pounds.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Unfortunately, we can't do that job. Because I seen the pictures. I seen the floor was super nice. I was like, you know what? That ain't our job. Do you guys ever deny jobs like that?
I would probably take it because it was furniture. My experience just like that. It was this restoration hardware piece, and it was just like a big stand-up cabinet. It was like 8 feet tall, and it was upstairs. So it was just like a 2-door freaking cabinet, but the thing was like 400 or 500 pounds. It was crazy. But so we started to get it to the stairwell, but the ceiling dropped. Oh. So we had to lay it down, and then it was glass walls surrounding the stairwell. Super beautiful house. And we did really great. We wrapped it. We did all this stuff. We started taking it down the stairs, and all the wrapping came off as it was going down the stairs because it was so heavy. We couldn't carry it. It had to drag and kind of go. Got it down to the base of the landing, and we did put like a big dent into the floor, like a big scratch. And then we delivered it. We figured out we moved through the whole thing, but that ended up being like a like a $500-$600 repair. Not fun.
No, not fun. So I'm gonna tell you a little story real quick. I hit a car with a plastic shed door that cost me $2,200. My dump truck was full. It was one of those plastic sheds in the backyard, a little plastic door.
Mhm.
I went to throw it on top of the truck, and it slid out and hit a parked car. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never again do I ever load by vehicles ever again.
Yeah, even if you were like, oh, it's there. Well, it's not that close, and we can be careful. Yeah, we learned that even when you're careful, things happen.
So one cool thing I think about a box truck is you ain't got to worry about stuff flying out, and then all your furniture stays nice and good. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
It's the only downside in the sense, like, I love the fact that like a dump truck, you can just like drop it. Cool.
Yeah.
I don't got to touch it. I don't got to do anything. It's just go. That's one downside in the sense of that, where you have to touch everything twice. But I wouldn't recommend U-Hauls if you're taking like bricks or lots of loose, small items. If you're like big items, U-Hauls are cool. But if you're doing a lot of like small things or yard work and things like that, that's not a good mix. Not a good mix.
So reset advantage hauling. I'm going to suggest that because you probably didn't join us from the very beginning of the video, if you rewind it, quite a bit, you'll hear Dan's spill. He actually tells you exactly what he says when he goes into the furniture store. So you can like rewind that and kind of watch that so you hear how he introduces himself and how he sells his service to furniture stores.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's see. Hello, Matt and Jojo. I am 3 weeks in the business. Mario's hauling and junk removal in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I am doing this as a side hustle for now. I have made $3,000. Is this an okay amount to start?
That's on.
$3,000 extra dollars.
I like that. How you doing that?
I love
I have no idea. It does it for me. I like it though.
Like every time you do that,
I'm on my iPad, so I don't know. It's just like doing things for me. That's really crazy. I didn't know I was going to do that.
That is super exciting.
Yeah.
Super exciting. So that's $3,000 more than you would have made if you hadn't started the side hustle. So I would say whatever you're doing, do more of it. Do more of it so that people keep finding you and calling you. Let's see what else. And, I would actually really tuck this extra money away. I mean, whatever you were doing before you started the side hustle, you were making it, right? That's what I try to tell people. You were making it. You were paying your rent. You were getting groceries. Before you started the side hustle, you were making it because you're here. After you start the side hustle, take that money, put it away, act like it's not there. And before you know it, you'll have so much more money to just reinvest in your business, make it even bigger, tackle even bigger jobs. That's my advice for you. I love side hustles.
That sounds
Everybody should start this as a side hustle.
So Dan, where can people find you at on YouTube? Where you at?
I'm Dan's Holloway. Dan's Holloway. You can find me everywhere: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, next door, whatever. I try to post as much as I possibly can. I try to get in the in depths of things. YouTube, you're gonna see like SOPs, different things while I'm running my stuff in the back end. You see the families we help. And then Facebook, you get to see our everyday life, what's going on in the business, what I'm thinking about, what we're doing. I just try to share everything that's going on in the business.
And if people want to meet you in person, guess what? They got to come to the Junk Expo. They can meet me, the JoJo, you, and all of our other killer speakers that we have coming.
Yeah, we have great speakers. But, once again, what you will learn from Dan is how to collaborate with your local stores to decrease waste and increase profits. I just think you have such an interesting little twist in this junk removal industry that I don't know anybody else that does it quite like you.
Like it. That's a massive compliment. Thank you so much. I just try to stand out from the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing you got to do: stand out from the crowd for sure.
Yeah. So if you want to, grab your tickets or just go to junkexpo.com and get some information on it. You'll see Dan's picture. Dan's handsome picture there, telling you, all he does and all he's going to speak about, and just get more of an idea of what the Junk Expo is all about. So we're not done.
So-
you pulled another one.
So yeah, we'll answer one more question, then we're gonna be done.
Hey y'all, I recently started watching you guys. We started doing junk removal in addition to our cleaning business. Great addition. We do it once a week and rent a dump trailer and have been averaging $1,000 a day. So we are not kidding. When we put out videos that you can make, $1,000 a day doing this, we're not kidding. Good for you. Good for you. We're just
amazing.
Applaud you for a minute.
Keep it going.
Yeah. And awesome vibes and good info, guys. Looking forward to more of your guys' content later. See you later. Thanks for joining us. And you must be a new subscriber, so welcome to the channel. Matt and Jojo, we want to thank you for inspiring us. We watch all of your videos. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Thanks for being here and watching.
And just like that, Dan the man was in the building. I can't wait to meet you in October. So we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna hang out for sure for 2 days. Me, you, Xavier, Andrew, Barry Hartman, all kinds of people.
My mind's gonna just be blown.
I'm excited to meet everybody. I'm used to seeing all you guys on my phone and on these little screens. So this is gonna be cool to put an actual handshake and a hug to everybody. I'm a hugger, guys. So get used to it.
Right on, right on. Well, yeah, we'll see you in October. We appreciate you hopping on the channel with us, and we'll definitely get you on the channel again before October.
Anytime, dude. Anytime. I appreciate the conversation, guys, and I'll see you guys at the expo.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.